Hi guys, today I'm going to show you one of the really cool features in Microsoft Power Automate. It's called sending an email reminder to people, especially when you have instances of sending repeated emails to the same set of people over again. You can just simply automate the entire process and sit at the convenience of your chair while Power Automate does the work for you. So here is an example of a similar Power Automate flow which I built. I'll just run you through the entire structure. So what this flow does is that it actually sends an email with a file attachment. Okay, so if your email doesn't require you to send a file attachment, you can totally skip this part. Okay, this part that tells you to get the file content, you can totally skip this particular part in the process. However, I find this flow really helpful for me. It's helped me a lot at work, and I really feel it's something I should share with you. So let's get started. Now, first of all, the case scenario here is to send an automated email to a group of people, for example, your colleagues, that comes up periodically. And in this particular email we'll be sending out, this particular email is going to have an attachment to it. It's more like having a report template that you get to send out every week, and you don't want to have to do that, every single week. So the first thing in that you would have to do here is to first of all get um, that your report template into this particular flow. And how are we going to do that? In this case study that I am going to be showing you how to work on, you would be using Microsoft's OneDrive, okay? OneDrive for Business, all right? And you would upload your file to your OneDrive for Business account. So this is OneDrive for Business account. You can see I have three files here already, and there's a folder. However, if you're starting from scratch, this is what you have to do. When you get to OneDrive, you're going to click on the Add New, and you can see here you can either add a folder or an uploaded file or a folder upload. So I'll click on Files Upload here, and it's just going to bring up the dialog box for me to um, select the particular document which I want. So I'll simply navigate to the particular folder that I want to use and select the document. I'm going to use this document for example, and once I click on open, the OneDrive for Business has that document uploaded um, in this repository. Okay, you have this document here. So if, for example, this is the template your team works with every week, you've uploaded it to your OneDrive for Business, and it is stored here. Now over to the flow to create a flow to bring in this document that's going to be sent out to your team members every week. So on the Power Automate, click on Create. Okay, so you create a new flow. So in creating a new flow, Microsoft gives you different options. You can have an automated cloud flow, an instant cloud flow, a scheduled cloud flow. In the case of an automated cloud flow, you'll be using this when the event needs to be triggered by something. So when you want this flow to be triggered by an action, okay, and in the installed cloud flow you'll be having this flow to triggered manually. So you would actually come to Power Automate and click on a button for this flow to be triggered. However, in this case, automated cloud flow, you would wait for, say for example, a file to be uploaded to SharePoint, or someone to use your application and press a button before this flow is activated. And this third scenario, this scheduled cloud flow, it's usually used when you want to schedule the flow to take place at a particular time. So you can see in this particular one now, you get to name your flow, and there's a starting time. So you can set the time when you want this particular flow to work. For example, let's say we want to start this flow tomorrow. So you can click the date and you put 10 a.m. So this flow is going to start tomorrow at 10 a.m. And you want to repeat this cycle, let's say every week, because our case it's a particular week we want to be sending those emails. So you put every 1 week, this flow gets to repeat itself, and it's going to repeat only on Tuesdays. Okay, so we'll untick everything and put Tuesdays. So when you give the flow a name and create it, this flow will run on Tuesdays every week. You can see Power Automate has brought out the schedule for you. This flow will run on Tuesdays every week. So this is how you schedule a flow to run periodically. Okay. However, in this scenario I'll be showing you, I am going to use an instant cloud flow because I want you to see it working real time. Okay. I don't have time to wait till tomorrow for the flow to work. So let me give this flow a name. I'm just going to give it let me say weekly reports flow, or reminder. And you then get to choose how the flow should be triggered. In this case, I'm going to trigger this flow manually because I want to show you a demo of how this works. So we'll be seeing it happen real time. So I'm going to click on create button, and it brings you to this interface where you get to now create your flow. Okay, so this flow is going to be manually triggered, and the first thing we want to do is to get that document. Remember, we are going to be inserting a document or a template within our OneDrive folder. Here, working docs is what we're going to be inserting into this flow. So we want to get this particular document because it's going to be an attachment within the email that we'll be sending out periodically. So here is search on the action, um, get file, because that is a file we uploaded. So you search on actions, get file. You can see OneDrive for Business is showing as the particular application where this file is located. So this option says list files in folders, list files in root folder, get file content. We will select get file content for this particular action. So when you click on get file content, the application asks you for the unique file identifier. Click on this folder icon on the right hand side there so that you can select the particular folder you want. Click on this arrow that says root, and then see our document here. This working docs is the exact document we need, just like it's shown here in the OneDrive for Business. So you click on it, and for just collapse this particular view because you've gotten the document you're looking for already. Okay, I'm going to just close that notification by the right hand side. So after we've gotten the content of the file, the next thing we want to do is to create our email, right? So we're going to create the email structure. Click on this plus button and click on add an action. So we want to send an email. So we'll search for the action that says send an email. Remember, we are using Office 365 to send this email. So make sure you go to navigate to the particular icon that shows Office 365 Outlook here, as it is here, and then select send an email, V2, send an email, okay? So in this email, you're going to be specifying the email addresses you want to send it to. If you have multiple email addresses, of course, you have the option of typing in their emails and separating them by semicolons. So in this case, I'm just going to use one email address for this sample. And let me call the title Weekly Reports Reminder. So here, I'm just going to tell you, please submit your reports. Okay. And remember, we have an attachment. Okay, so we can't just leave this email like this. We have to bring in that file attachment. So on these advanced parameters, you click on the drop down icon by the side there and check what you need to. You want to put an attachment, right? You have the CC field, BCC field, but in this case, we are looking for our attachments. So we'll click on attachments, okay? And when we click on attachments, you can see this attachment is going to ask you to add new item. And when you click on this add new item, you get the option of naming the name of the attachment. So regardless of whatever you have named your file here, this is called working docs. You get the flexibility of changing the name of the document as it will appear in your colleagues or your client's email. So let's give this operations report. Operations reports report templates. Okay. Wow. All right. So, and now we have the content. So be careful not to mix this up. Here you have name and here you have content. So we've given the report its title, which is called the name here. Now you have to select the content of the document you want attached to this email. So remember, we got in our file content from OneDrive in this step on the right hand side, the second step in this flow. So now we have to bring in that file content. So we are going to get that from the already existing flow, not from OneDrive business itself, but it has been brought in here. So we're going to get that by using this dynamic content here. So here we see this get file content action has been brought up here, and the file content has also been brought in here. So we are going to select this file content itself. So once you select that, it means that that file has been attached to this email. Now, the next thing we want to do, I know a lot of people usually stop on this level in the flow because you've gotten your file, you've gotten the attachment, you've drafted your email, and you're good to go. But I usually like an additional step, which is sending me a notification. Okay, I like to get a notification because sometimes I might even forget I have set up this flow. So if I set a notification to get an email once this entire flow is completed, it makes me know that my entire process ran successfully. And so in this notifications action, I will be sending myself an email notification after these three processes along this flow has run. So once my recipients get the email with the attachment, I will also get a notification to let me know that the entire flow was successful. Okay, so I am going to set this notification subject to be reminder sent for weekly reports. Okay, report, and then the notification, the body of the email will just be like, "Hey, Power Automate, Power Automate has saved your day again." Okay, so once I've set this, all right, everything looks good, everything looks fine. Let me click on the save button. So I've saved my flow now, and the next thing I'm going to do is to just check. Is, we get this notification that the flow is ready to go. We recommend you test it. So Power Automate is going to recommend you test your flow. Right. So you can see we get this invalid connection now. Working using a flow that connects to another application would require you to get connection permissions from those applications. So here we see an invalid connection message, and let's still go over to the test. It's going to bring up all the connection permissions that is required for this flow to successfully work. In this get file content, we need to connect to the OneDrive for Business, and send email. We need to connect this flow to the email address that is going to be used to send out those emails to the recipients. So here we see OneDrive for Business is connected, Outlook is connected, notifications is fine. That doesn't need any permission. So let's click on the continue, and let us run this flow now. So we get this message that our flow ran successfully, and we can check it on the flow runs page. I've already gotten an email notification. Go to our inbox, we see this email that we set, the weekly report reminder that says, please submit your reports. So I also need to get another email notification. Remember, I set two things. I sent an email to be sent to some recipients, and I also set of course, I got the notification just now. I also set a notification once this flow has successfully run. So this is the notification from Microsoft Power Automate that says, "Hey, Power Automate has saved your day again." This is all you need to know regarding this flow. This invalid connections, they would clear. However, if they do not clear, what you need to do is to check that your connections are valid, and you would see the connections on the top right hand side there by your flow. You would see if there's a need to grant any permission, or if your permissions um, are working just fine. So this is the last flow we just ran. The test succeeded. And look at all the connections. It's connected to notifications, has nothing to do with my email. This Outlook is connected to my Outlook. That was the email I got, and it's also connected to my OneDrive for Business, which was where I saved the document that it gets the attachment from. So just for to try again, we can click on this run button to see how this flow works. And once the button is activated, we can run the flow, and you can see we got another success message, and that's the email notification that says that, hey, submit your weekly reports. And also we'll definitely get another notification. And if you look at this history here, you can see the different times your flow ran, how long it took. You can see that they both succeeded, and we've gotten the notifications to say that the job has been done. That's great. So I hope with this knowledge you can, automate a lot of email sending processes. You really don't need to sit in front of your computer or rush to your computer to type in those emails. You could just simply automate this process and sit back and chill while Power Automate does the work for you. Thank you for watching this video. If you watched up to this extent, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share this, and I will keep on giving you content on Microsoft Power Up tools. Thank you for watching.